So I want to talk a little bit about Universal FanCon, and to get there, I want to talk about nerd culture in general and where we are and the state of nerd culture and geek culture and all that kind of stuff. And I'm probably going to focus mostly on comic books because that's what I know, but recognize this extends to a whole other, all sorts of shit, all sorts of geeky shit like sci-fi and fantasy and manga, all that kind of stuff, anime. Um, the two biggest movies of 2018 are going to be Black Panther for fucking sure, and most likely Infinity War because that's going to be huge. And if you wanted to extend it to three, the Solo movie is going to be big as well because Star Wars makes money even if it looks like garbage. So that's mainstream as fuck. Like, we can no longer pretend that geeky shit is, parents' basement type stuff. This is mainstream as fuck. These movies are making a ton of money. They got a ton of visibility. Everybody knows who Iron Man is. And when I was growing up, you had to be like way, way, way deep into Avengers comics to know who the fuck Iron Man was. So we are mainstream. Everybody knows about our shit. And yet, we still have a representation problem. And I know I mentioned Black Panther, and that's like the biggest movie of the year, of many years, and that's amazing. But like 10 fucking years, Marvel? It took 10 fucking years to put a minority as the lead in a giant tentpole movie? You see how fucking well it did? That's 10 years you've lost of possibly blockbuster after blockbuster if you just tried to diversify your fucking lead characters. In all that time, we've had a Wonder Woman movie. Where are the women? Where are the fucking women? DC did it. They've been fucking up. Marvel, you've had 10 years. You've been sitting on your ass. I mean, sure, Phase 4 or whatever the fuck it's called, we're going to have a Captain Marvel movie. Yay. But that's 10 years too fucking late. Also, where's the LGBTQ representation in any of this bullshit? So, there are clearly holes in fandom. Just like in other parts of media and movies and television, diversity is a big deal. Television's getting a lot better, which has impressed me over these past couple of years. Like, the stuff that's going on in TV and cable and Netflix, it's amazing. Like, and they've shown that diversity works. They've shown that telling stories that focus on not white people can actually be amazing. So there's a hole in geek culture, and Universal FanCon was going to be this place for underrepresented nerds to come gather and to show each other what they're working on and to just celebrate the nerddom that we don't see every day. It was going to be awesome, and people really wanted this show to happen. They ran a Kickstarter. They raised twice the amount of money that they were looking for. I think they raised like $50,000 or something around the $50,000 mark. And a week before the show, we find out, boom, it's canceled. It's not going to happen. Now, we're not going to get into that because we're still finding out what went on. It's going on in real time. If you want to read about some super comic drama, check out the hashtag FanCon or Universal FanCon. Grab a big ass bucket of popcorn and just spend the next couple hours just soaking in the drama, if that is something that you enjoy doing. But it's not happening for whatever fucking reason. Now, what's awesome is that people wanted this shit to happen so badly that they got together and created a new show. This Saturday, let's see, I got this on brought up because I'm going to forget. But this Saturday, April 28th, at the Wicomicon Street, there's going to be the Wicomicon, which is going to be a one-day pop-up con. They found a warehouse that's willing to host a lot of artists that had bought tables and booked flights to come to Universal FanCon. They still had those flights, so a bunch of local groups here in the Baltimore area decided, fuck it, we're going to turn some lemonade out of this shit lemon that we got, and we're going to do something about it. So Wicomicon is one of those things that's happening, put on by, Black Heroes Matter, Nerds of Color, New Reader Wednesday, Cause Love, Carbon Fiber Media, Third Eye Comics, Blurred Girl. Who else am I missing? I don't know what that logo is. But there's a bunch of different groups that got together and said, fuck this. We want this show so badly. we're going to put it together. And they did it with no money and no funding with a week to go. So who was putting on Universal Fan Con, y'all fucked up. Because these people did it for fucking free a week out to clean up your fucking mess. So I don't know what. Look, I said I'm not going to get into drama, but that's some bullshit right there. Like, if these guys found a place and a venue to host the thing for one day for free, a week from in a week, y'all had months to plan this Universal Fan Con bullshit. I don't know what happened. But that's not my point. That's not the point I want to get to. My point is, something like this is definitely going to send shockwaves through people who like to go to conventions. They're going to see first-year cons as something to avoid at all costs. And that can be really detrimental. All your favorite shows that you go to on the regular. PAX was once a first-year con. Regeneration Who was once a first-year con. Small Press Expo was once a first-year con. Otakon was once a first-year con. All of these shows were first-year cons. And if they didn't get that support in that first year, you wouldn't be hearing about any of them. They would just explode and blow up. So, for sure, there is going to be another convention that happens that's focused on diversity. Like BlurredCon was last year. I think they're doing another one this year, and that was a lot of fun. And they had a lot of support for a first-year convention because it's something that the community wanted. So, I would just, if you're feeling gun-shy about going to a first-year convention in lieu of what's occurred around Universal Fan Con, I would encourage you to reconsider. Now, if the table fee is a little exorbitant and 300 bones is pretty expensive for a first-year show, maybe don't go as an artist. Maybe just go as an attendee. And honestly, that should have been a red flag for me because I was like, well, I've paid $300 for a table before, but it's at something like a Small Press Expo, which has been around for a very fucking long time. So maybe that should have been a warning sign for me. Not sure if I'm ever gonna make that money back, which I'm trying not to be pissed about. But if another show comes up in your area and it's focused on diversity or it's focused on a nerdy thing that you like, I mean, there's a GemCon that's dedicated to the cartoon that was truly, truly outrageous. There is a Power Morphicon, which is now considered to be the official Power Rangers convention. All of these shows were first-year shows, and you gotta support them, otherwise this nerdy shit isn't gonna happen. Like, half of the reason why the fandom is so strong is because of these conventions, and they were all one-year conventions at one point. It is true that maybe there are too many of these, and we're getting like a critical mass of shows. But I still feel that a convention that's dedicated to diversity, that's dedicated to these underrepresented communities in nerddom, is worthwhile, and it's something that people want. Clearly, because Universal Fan Con was going to be awesome. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people were hyping it up to their friends. A lot of my friends from out of town were going to be here, and it was going to be awesome, and I was going to get to hang out with them, and it was going to be fucking sweet. And now we have this pop-up con, Wicomicon, which is kind of amazing to me that these guys put this shit together in a week. So I would encourage you to, if this makes you gun shy, maybe don't pre-register. Maybe just go the day of a show and buy a ticket there, because at least you'll know that the show is happening. Maybe don't pre-order shit, If a show lives or dies on its pre-orders, maybe their business model isn't quite the best. But yeah, you have to support these shows, otherwise they're not going to happen. And something like a Universal Fan Con, people in this area want it. People in this area desire it and want to come together and want to show each other what they're working on and want to celebrate all these other voices that aren't necessarily getting mainstream love. So that's all I want. That was a long ass way of saying support your first year conventions, support your local shows, support your diverse shows, support those diverse voices, and get out there. And if shit isn't working out, and if a con near you blows up, maybe you can get together like these Wicomicon folks and put together something in a week. Maybe there's a warehouse that, will hook you up. Maybe you can do a show in a parking lot. I had this idea for a show called Caravan Comics, where we don't need to book a large venue. All we would need to book is a fucking parking lot, and you go there and you sell comics out of your trunk. And I would have this fucking food truck decked out to sell comics and be like a mobile convention. Haven't figured out the logistics, which is why it hasn't happened yet. But if somebody out there wants to do something like this, feel fucking free to do it. Just, make sure you ping me so I can go to it. Because, Caravan Comics, I think that would be a really great idea. But anyway, support your local shows, especially if it's dedicated to a thing that you like. Because every great show that you enjoy now was a first-year show. And if they didn't get that support in that first year, those people would say, fuck it, we're not going to do this again. So, that's all I got to say. So I'm going to try to stop by Wicomicon this weekend. It's Saturday. I'm going to post their information in the show notes wherever you see this. If you enjoy drama, check out the hashtag UniversalFanCon. It's going to be great. All right, bye.